Huge shakeup to the top 10 free-to-play characters in all of Marvel Strike Force for May of 2021. 3 brand new characters in, which means that 3 old characters are out, and movement across the entire list, guys. Where is your favorite character landing this month? Well, we are breaking them down along with T4 and Iso-8 recommendations for all of these characters, guys. So if you're ready for it, find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are counting down the top 10 free-to-play characters in all of Marvel Strike Force for May of 2021. And I do want to give a big shout out to all of you that watched the previous time we've counted down these top 10 characters. We're going to give some T4 recommendations, some Iso-8 recommendations, and stay tuned because we have 4 honorable mention characters. So I want to talk about them as well. They're very, very close to making this list. But how was this list determined? Because I'm kind of at the end game right now. So if you're a newer player, a mid-game player, maybe these characters are not going to be as valuable for you right now, but down the road you will start to use these characters. And the way I prioritize characters, arena characters get a little more prioritization than any other game mode, then the Doom raids, because our alliance started playing the Doom raids every single day, so I need to be able to get these characters into a usable level so that I'm not using raid refreshes or health refreshes or anything like that. So Doom raids, then the Greek raids, then war offense, then war defense, and then if you could use these characters in Dark Dimension, or they could be a legendary unlock, or you could use them in one of these rotational events that get some bonus points as well. But very highly subjective. A lot of it is based on my usage of these characters over the past month. So without further ado, let's take a look at who is not eligible for this list. And basically, you had to cut out this off at some point. So where I made a decision, if these characters are in a node or if they are in a store, they're eligible for this list. And then we've taken off some of the permanent legendary characters, and then the milestone and achievement characters not on this list as well. But as you can see, some of the best characters in the game not eligible for this list: Silver Surfer and Kestrel, 2 of the newest and probably the 2 arguably best characters in the game not eligible for this list. We also have Dr. Doom, Ultron not on this list, Symbiote, Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Scream, some of the best symbiotes not in this list as well, the legendary characters, and we got all our trio of mutants, and then our new Heroes for Hire characters not eligible for this list as well. So yes, that is why you're not going to see them on this list. And boom, let's clear this away because we had some new characters become eligible over the past month, and one's not eligible yet, but Yelena will be available tomorrow. But over the course of this past month, She-Hulk was added to the Blitz store, so you can start to farm some She-Hulk shards there. Red Guardian got added to the Arena store. Very controversial ad because of that Arena pricing, the increased pricing for that, but still a very good character. One of the best tanks in the game. Is he good enough to make the list this month? And then, of course, Yelena, technically not farmable yet, but she will be farmable tomorrow on Heroes 5-9. So you could get your shards of Yelena there. Let's clear this off, guys, and let's start this. Boom. Coming in at number 10 this month is Beast. Very good character. Part of arguably the most important raid team in the game right now. You could argue Axeman or Symbiotes, very good, but with the Doom raids, you're going to need both the Axemen and the Symbiotes, and he is kind of the guy that makes the Axemen tick. Without them, they're just a bunch of good characters with damage, and with them, they got that survivability, they got the extra damage, they got the buff clearing that they need to be that important raid team, and he is what makes them tick. Now, I was a little hesitant to add him last month, but you guys convinced me on the stream this morning. His important role on that Axemen team, very important. His important role if you don't have the Axemen and you're using an uncanny team, while they may not be a part of the meta, he makes that team a lot better. But because a lot of the Axemen, you can't get shards. Actually, all of them except for Beast, you can't get shards for them. Not farmable Bishop, not farmable Kitty Pryde, not farmable Iceman, and Jubilee's a legendary character. A little hesitant to add him, but let's go take a look at him in game and see why he is so good, even if the rest of the team, you can't get the shards for him, because when you can get the shards, you will need your beast. Now, as far as T4 recommendations, I think the best one though is going to be his special. This one is going to clear 2 negative effects from astonishing X-Men allies, also adding that 50% damage, which is the baseline. The rest of his kit looks very good. I think there's one important Iso-8 class, and that is a healer class. I'm not sure why anybody would have other things. I guess if you're using your Axeman in different ways, you could have another one, but I think the standard one is healer Iso-8 class, and the special, the T4. Now, like I said, very good in the raids. Unfortunately, you can't farm the rest of his shards, but hopefully down the road, when you're very soon getting beast, when you're very close to unlocking Jubilee, you start getting your beast. And if you have them right now, then yes, get them. Start working on your beast. You can get beast on Nexus 5, 6, and a very important part of the raids, and very important part of war. Yes, you can use the Axeman, very dominant on war offense or war defense. But let's get back to the list and keep continuing with this countdown. Coming at number 9, new to this list as well, is Proxima Midnight. Now, she has appeared on previous lists, but she was not on the list last month. Fell off a little bit. Other characters that got added that I think were a little more important, but because of the Doom raids, because our Lens is running that thing every day, because I used her in Dark Dimension 4, because she has a lot of value outside of just the Black Order team, Proxima Midnight falls in that number 9 spot. And yes, very, very good character. Let's talk about Proxima Midnight and what makes her tick. Very strong kit. She has buff clearing with her basic here. And if you have Corvus Glaive and are using her team with Corvus Glaive, you probably should T4 this basic right here. Offense downs with her special. You got a stun and turn meter removal with her ultimate. Very strong ultimate and a strong passive. If you're running the Black Order team, you should do this passive. Probably the best of the bunch for a full Black Order team. And this basic, if you're going to run Corvus on the team, yes, you probably should do this basic as well. As far as Iso-8, Skirmisher seems to be the best class for her, giving her a little extra focus at level 5. I don't have that at level 5 yet, but at class 5, 50% extra focus, which is going to help her with all of her debuffs and help her to control the enemies there. So very good character. As far as the Black Order though, kind of broken them up. They're still a very dominant war offense team, but she is very good in the raids, in those skill nodes of the Doom raids. Also, using her, some people, not myself, some people are still using the Black Order in Arena. I don't use them on offense. I don't use them on defense, but she is an important part of that Black Order team because she's going to give Thanos a stone. And if you want to farm some Proxima Midnight of your own, you could get her on Doom 2-9. So kind of a later game farm, but I highly recommend it, especially if you're getting close to unlocking Ebony Maw and the rest of these characters. I think the one sticking point is going to be Cull Obsidian because he's not really available anywhere except for orbs, but if you're very close, you're going to need Proxima, and she's going to give you value outside of that team as well. Let's move on with the list. Coming at number 8 this month is Carnage. Oh, where is he? No, not Carnage. It is Venom, falling 1 spot from last month, and still a good character, but I think some other characters have kind of outshined him and just dropped him down the list as far as importance this month. Let's take a look at him in game though, see why he is so valuable. As far as T4s, there's nothing that really stands out as far as importance. If you had to pick one, I think the best one is going to be this special right here. You're going to give him an extra turn of bleeds that he's applying. Also does that ability block, so very good skill, and this is why a lot of people are taking him into Dark Dimension 4 over his counterpart in Crime Carnage. Now his basic is also very good because he has a flip positive effects, spreading debuffs with his ultimate. Most popular class seems to be that Striker class for Venom as well, and like I said, very important part of that raid team for the symbiotes. No matter what raid team you're in, or no matter what raid you're in, the symbiotes can help you there. Bio nodes of the Doom raids, I don't know if they would be possible without this symbiote team, and Venom is a very important part of that team. War, they still do very good in war as well, taking out teams like the Doc Ock 6, some other teams. If you still see the Asgardians, if you still see the original Hydra team, they are a hard counter to those teams as well. And they're very good in Dark Dimension. All the symbiotes are very good in Dark Dimension. Venom is very good in Dark Dimension 4 as well, and probably a little better than Carnage in Dark Dimension 4. And of course, he does unlock the legendary Shuri, so we can't forget about that. And if you want to get some Carnage shards of your own, you could get some Carnage shards on Nexus 6-9. But let's go back to the list and see who came in at the number 7 spot. It is his partner in crime, Carnage. Yes, falling 1 spot. again is Carnage. And yes, Carnage is a good character. Carnage, I get asked a lot, who is the better character? Should I upgrade Carnage? Should I upgrade Venom? And this is mostly in relation to Dark Dimension 4. And I think most people have right. Venom is going to give you a little more value in Dark Dimension 4. Carnage, especially because of his passive, his surviving with that passive, is going to give you a little more value outside of Dark Dimension 4. Let's go take a look at his kit, see why he is so valuable. And I think a lot of his value comes from this passive right here. You're going to fill the speed bar by an extra 10% anytime an enemy drops below 25% health. Actually, you're going to fill the speed bar by 30% anytime you drop below 25% health. So good. This is a good passive. This affects the entire symbiote team, and this is what makes them tick in the raids because of that passive. If you needed to do one T4, this is the one that I'd recommend. This pick is sick, is kind of a luxury pick, and I guess this ultimate is kind of a luxury pick as well. Skirmisher for the preferred class for Carnage, and like I said, very good in the raids, just like Carnage. Very good in war, takes out the same teams, and I used them in Dark Dimension. I used them over Venom in Dark Dimension 4, and it was very valuable for there. I think for my second run, though, I'm going to take both Venom and Carnage, bring in a full 5-person symbiote team. And because he is a symbiote, you can also use him in PvP if you're doing a lot of real-time arena. And just like Venom, he is a important unlock for the legendary Shuri. But if you want to get some Carnage shards of your own, he's in the very, very crowded war store. A lot of good stuff there, including Carnage. But if you don't have a symbiote team and you're close to getting the other symbiotes like Anti-Venom, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Scream, then start working on Carnage because you're going to need them. You're going to need all 5 of these characters, especially when you get to the Doom raids. Let's move on to the next character on the list. Coming at number 6 this month is another new character, the Red Guardian. Yes, new on this list. Very, very controversial addition to the arena store. And I think he's one of the best standalone tanks in this game. His team, the military skill team, just got a rework and are viable in war again. So let's take a look at Red Guardian in the game, see why he is so valuable. And I did a lot of T4s on him. I think the best one is going to be this passive, though. The rest of these you could skip on. You definitely want to do this passive. If you're building this military skill team, you probably need a little more. But if you're just using him as a tank, which is where I'm using him right now in these raids, in his skill section of the Doom raids, and you'll notice a theme here, guys. The skill section, very, very difficult part of the Doom raids. So these skill characters, they're getting a little more love than they probably should in this month's list. Red Guardian, no exception. Great character for the raids, especially if you're into Doom raids, and you could use him in other raids as well. Great for war. The military skill team, they could take out the mercs, they could take out some other teams. I think we're gonna need more testing to see how good they actually are, but yes, they work now. They are viable now, and you're gonna need this more military skill characters for that training mat event. Now, as far as the Iso-8, I think it's pretty obvious that healer, like a lot of tanks, healer is the best class for Red Guardian there. Maybe when Iso-8 Blue comes out, that may change, but yes, very, very good character. And like I said, added to the very controversial arena store at that increased price. I was kind of happy because I wasn't expecting him farmable till 2-3 months down the road. So even though he's a little more expensive, I was happy, but I know a lot of the community was not happy about that increased price for Red Guardian. But yeah, get him. Great character, especially if you're tackling the Doom raid soon. I don't know if he has enough value to take him into Dark Dimension, but as a standalone tank, works very, very well. Let's get back to the list though and continue with the countdown. Coming at number 5 this month is Ghost. Oh, one of the best Dark Dimension characters in the game because of her kit. Her kit just screams Dark Dimension, but her kit also is very viable in the raids as well and is a decent war character. I think she's kind of falling off a little bit as far as war right now. She was a little tricky for people, but with some of the new additions that we have, the X Factor team, the Shadowland team, military skill now being a thing again, and then with Heroes for Hire, I think Ghost fell off in War, which is why she fell 2 spots this month, but still has a great kit, still awesome for Dark Dimension, and still pretty good for the raids. Let's take a look at her kit and see why she is so valuable. Couple T4s that I would recommend as well. Her passive and her ultimate are both very, very good T4s. Striker seems to be the best class that the community is going with her, and I would agree with that as well. She has a very strong basic, taking off 25% turn meter. Actually, let me double check that it's 25% meter. It is 25%. Just wanted to make double check. And then she does some percent-based damage, stealing 15% health from all enemies. Very good against enemies with high health pool. It also heals her up, gives her more survivability. She has a lot of evade as well, which makes it very, very tricky to kill her. So very good. She's important Jubilee unlock. So yes, if you're trying to build your Axeman, Ghost is a character that you're gonna need. But yes, it adds a lot of value. Striker is that class, like I said, but yeah, if you want to farm her, unfortunately, is in that very, very crowded War store, along with Carnage, along with some other potential characters on the list this month. So you're gonna have to pick and choose. But if you're getting close to unlocking Jubilee because you have the other 4 Pimp Tech characters, then Ghost, get some Ghost, because Jubilee is good, Ghost is good, double value there. Let's move on with this list. Coming at number 4 this month is one of the best healers in the game. Oh, it is Night Nurse. My Night Nurse. Yeah, baby. She is a very good character, and she's a good healer. Again, a skill character. Skill characters. You can take her into the city section, Dark Dimension. I don't know how much value add she was there, but as far as the raid, she is doing work in the Doom raids every single day. Let's take a look at her kit, and she has a very, very strong kit. Her ultimate, or excuse me, her passive is probably the most favorite of that everybody does. I think her special is probably the best one. Her ultimate is okay. It's going to reduce the cooldown, so you can use her ultimate a little more. And her basic, I haven't done with that one yet, but I know some people do it. Obviously, because she's a healer, she has that active healing. You're going to put that healer class on her. And in addition to the raid, she's also part of that Shadowland team. So important part of one of the best War offense teams in the game. So raid viability, Doom raid viability, War offense. So yeah, she gets a lot of nods for me here. But other than that, other than War, other than raids, I'm not using her a lot. I don't use her in Arena, and it's not a legendary unlock, but yes, good character. Farmer shards. You can get her shards at Villains 3.9 right now. As of today, you can also get it at Heroes 5.9, but that's going to change tomorrow. That's going to go for Yelena tomorrow, but you can get her shards up there. Moving up the spot, Night Nurse, guys, and yes, get her. She is good, especially if you're going to tackle the Doom raid soon. Not a lot of options for healers in that skill class, and she fills that role very, very well. All right, back to the list, though. Coming in at number 3 this month is Hela, moving up 1 spot, and I think a lot of that has to do with her being on one of my Arena teams right now. And like I said in the beginning of this list, Arena characters, they're valued, for me at least, a lot more than these other characters. And because I'm using Hela in Arena, yeah, she's getting a nod there. But not only am I using her more in Arena, I'm also using her more in the raids this month. Because with Hela, you're getting the double benefit of Greg. One of my favorite characters in the Greg. I love it when Greg dies, fills that turn meter of Hela, does so well. And actually doesn't fill the turn meter of Hela, reduce the turn meter of the enemies. That's what he does. But Hela is still tied to Hela. And yes, Arena, War, using on a War offense team, taking her off of that War defense team, and yes, now that she's back to War offense, get a lot more value. And I'm using her in the grades as well, in that Mystic section of the Doom raids, and using her in the Greek raids as well, because we just finished with, I believe it was the beta raids, and I was using her a lot in there as well. So Hela, very, very good character, very good in PvP, very good in Dark Dimensions. I'm actually thinking of bringing her in for my second run of Dark Dimension, because yeah, she takes, I've heard, weeks off of those cosmic lanes in Dark Dimensions, so very, very good. And of course, we cannot forget that she is the road to 3 legendary characters, so I don't know if she's ever going to fall off this list just for that fact alone. She can get you Phoenix as a villain Mystic controller. She can get you Black Bolt as an Asgardian, and Black Bolt will get you Ebony Maw. So 3 legendary characters run through Hela, and as soon as you could get the villain 7-6, I think you've moved from, and not just get there, but 3-star that note, I think you've moved from beginner to mid game, because for me, that is my cutoff. If you have a different cutoff, let me know in the comments, but that is my cutoff. So as soon as you get that shards for villain 7-6, start getting some Hela shards. You're gonna need her, using her in many game modes, and using her for a variety of reasons. So Hela, awesome character. Let's move on with the list. Coming in at number 2 this month is, it is Mr. Sinister, falling 1 spot from last month. Why did he fall? There's another character that's better. Nothing that he did. He's a great character. Actually, he lost a little value. So did Hela this month. Let's be frank. Kestrel made both of these characters lose a little bit of value, but the modes that you're using these characters in, I'm using both Mr. Sinister and Hela in Arena. I don't see a lot of Kestrels on defense, so it doesn't really affect her there. There's no Kestrels in the raids, which is where I'm using these characters, and and most people aren't using Kestrel on war defense. So the characters that, the places that I'm using these characters, the Kestrel doesn't really affect them. But yes, if you Kestrel, they do drop a little bit because she blocks the clones with her passive. She blocks Greg with her passive, and it depends on which side you're on, if she's gonna block him before the battle or after the battle begins. But Mr. Sinister, very good character. War defense, they're losing a little bit of value there, but he's gaining more valuable for me in Arena, which is why he is moved down a little bit this month, but still remains at the number 2 spot. Blitz is a good character there, and I'm using him in the raids as well, using him on some of the nodes in the Doom raids. I think he's a little better for that one right before the last boss there, but yes, great. And then I'm using him in some other Greeks as well, actually. And I'm also getting value for Mr. Sinister in the Doom raids, using him. I don't have trouble with the main boss in the Doom raids, but the node right before that with all double bishops, I use Mr. Sinister on that node, and he does very well. So yes, getting value for him in those game modes as well. Let's take a look at his kit, see why he's so valuable. I think you need 2 T4s. I think you need this passive. I think you need his ultimate. You don't need to do all that I did. I think these are 2 luxury picks here for his basic and his passive right here. And as far as the Iso-8 class, I use 3 different ones. Most of the time I'm using healer. A lot of the time I'm using this skirmisher for this extra focus. Sometimes I'm using striker for that extra hit. So it really depends where you're using him, but I think the consensus amongst the community as far as Iso-8 is going to be healer for him, but it really depends on what game mode you're using him in. I think if you're using him defensively in War and defensively in Arena, make sure you have that healer class locked in at that spots. But very good character. But unfortunately, if you want to get some Sinister shards of your own, he's in the War Store. Very crowded, but he's a character I think you could invest in pretty reliably. And that moves us on to our last character on the list. Last but not least, certainly not least, because he is the number 1 character on the list this month. It is our boy, the dancing fool, ZEMO, my favorite dancer in the whole MCU. Yeah, better than Tobey Maguire, better than Star-Lord, maybe not better than Star-Lord, but better than the guy from Iron Man, that I think it was Iron Man 3. Yeah, he's much, or was it Iron Man 2? I don't know. Better dancer than all of them though. ZEMO, dancing, and Turkish delights, baby. How can you, the Turkish delights propelled him over the top. But I'm getting a lot more use of ZEMO in Arena, which is why he is in the top spot this month. I'm using him in Arena pretty much every day. That ability block on Silver Surfer, very valuable for that. Let's take a look at his kit, and I've only done 2 T4s. I think if you need to do one, the big one is going to be this passive right here. If you want to do another one, you can do this special, but the passive is the one that you got to do. And he's another character that I flip T4 Iso-8 classes. Right now I have the skirmisher on him because, again, Arena is my primary mode for him, and I need that extra 50% focus. But Raider, I think most of the community uses Raider because he does that big blow up on the opening turn and trying to get vulnerable on a lot of the characters. is important as well. So you can switch back and forth. He's kind of a floater with the Iso-8, kind of like with Sinister, depending on what game mode I'm using him in. But very good in war. He's a great war attack character, was always a great war attack character. Kind of a one-man army for that as well. And the raids, he's a skill character, using him in the Doom raids every day. So very, very valuable. I don't know if I would be able to get through the Doom raids without ZEMO. And of course, he's a dominant RTA character. It's not weighted on this list, but very, very good character for real-time arena. This is the list though, guys. Let me know what you think. Oh, before I forget, you can farm ZEMO in the raid store. Let me know what you think of the list though, guys. That is it. I will see you guys next time. Let me know your own list down below. Like I said, it's highly subjective based on where I'm using these characters. So if you're using these characters in different places, you might have them very different. But now it's time, before I go, to talk about some honorable mentions. I'm just going to mention them. Black Widow, great character. His skill character as well. And I think is valuable in Dark Dimension 4 as well. Taskmaster has some value in the Doom raids as well, and is a very important war defense character. A good character there. Minerva, great healer. Using her into tech lanes into Doom raids, and great in Dark Dimension as well. And Thanos, how could we forget Thanos? Black Order is falling off a little bit, but Thanos is still there because of his energy distribution, and I'm using it in Doom raids as well. So that is it for my list though, guys. Let me know yours. I will see you guys next time. Before you go, give me that Hulk fist bump in the screen. Check out some of my other videos, subscribe, share this with your friends, and yeah, make sure you check out some of the sponsors down below. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out.